Welcome to On the Prowl. I'm your host, Taylor Roussel, and with me today is the coach of the Destrehan Wildcats, Coach Robicheaux. Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Thank you, Taylor.
Coming up on today's show, Coach Robicheaux will break down last week's game against the Thibodaux Tigers, and we'll see how the Wildcats are using their week off to get ready for the playoffs. And finally, we will take a look back to last week's Hahnville versus Destrehan volleyball matchup. So, Coach, is it a relief to finish your fourth regular season undefeated in the 7-5A district?
It is. It's a great accomplishment for the kids. They've done a tremendous job all year. Coaching staff has done a tremendous job. For us to go through this district undefeated is truly a great accomplishment. It's just a lot of hard work by a lot of guys, and you know, we're very fortunate to be in the situation we're in.
What are some pros and cons about your team's offense and defense from Friday night?
Well, obviously we moved the ball well. We did some good things. Had a couple of mistakes penalty-wise that hurt us, but overall I thought we moved the ball real well. We scored 48 points. We rushed for over 300 yards again, and that's a great accomplishment. That means that your offensive line's blocking well, your receivers are blocking. JR threw the ball well. Cohen came in and did a good job. So offensively, I thought we did a tremendous job. And that being said, defensively, you know, we played well early. We came back and they started moving the ball on us. But at the end, when we had to have them, they made some big fourth down stops and ended up winning the football game. So I was pleased that we were able to do that. The same thing happened in the Hahnville game where, you know, it kind of got close there, and then we ended up winning at the end. So kind of the same type deal. But I thought our kids came out. They made plays when they had to. Obviously, there's some mistakes and some things that we need to clean up this week. But overall, look, I'm just real happy for our kids and for our coaches to be able to go 9-0 and secure the #1 seed in the playoffs.
It's very promising to know that your team is headed to the playoffs. Who do you feel will be your strongest competition?
Well, right now you really don't know who we're going to play because obviously it's just week 9. We still have week 10 to play, and then it's going to all come into play after that. There's 5 or 6 teams right now that are there, sitting at that number 32 spot that we could get. So you really don't know. You know, you have to play out the rest of the season to see who you're going to get. But there's still some good teams in this bracket. You know, obviously, you know, Hahnville's there, Bob's there. West Monroe's there, Acadiana's there, so there's so many good football teams. So you know, we're gonna just take it one at a time. Hopefully, we'll find out Sunday who we play for that first round, and just go from there. Because there's a lot of good football teams in this year in the bracket, and you know, you just hopefully take one game at a time, and then try to get to the big dance.
Let's take a look at our first half highlights.
JR, here's Justin right here. Justin does a good job. Yards after the catch. John Emery with a big pickup. JR hits another great pass with Justin. Jefferson gets a pretty good start right there. We up 7-0 in the first drive. JR does a good job right here. Hitting CJ there for a nice gain. So another one of our little sophomores do a tremendous job for us. Christian Mosley ran incredibly hard Friday, did a tremendous job for us. Offensive line doing a great job. And Christian just running hard, staying on his feet, just a tremendous effort by him with over 260 yards. John's a tough back too, he's a big back, makes it hard to bring down. As you can see, they're just getting tough yardage here. Just staying on his feet, keeping his feet moving, working real hard. If you can get 5-6 yards of carry right there, works out real well. There we go to a run pass option, gets Chancey Cothran up there. We go up 14-7 with a nice pass from J.R. Blood. And there's Christian. I tell you what, this is two guys in the district that can make this play. It's number 8 from him and number 7 from Hahnville, so ain't too many going to catch him once he gets going. Great effort. What a great run by Christian here. Just tremendous run to go up 21-7 here at the 6-minute mark. Mike Young. Great reception. Take us 21-14 at halftime.
What were some plays that set the tone for the beginning of the game?
Well, I think Christian, his availability to run the ball, he did a tremendous job. making it happen. I always say that you have to run the football and you have to stop the run to win football games, and I thought that was true on Friday night. Us to be able to establish the run early kind of helped us get the tone of the game where we needed to have it, and I thought that was key for us, because I thought, as the game went on, we thought we could wear them down, and I thought us just constantly running the football kind of helped us in the second half and to kind of pull away late in the game.
Every game, there seems to be a great connection between J.R. Blood and Jefferson. How do you think this will benefit your team into the playoffs?
They've been doing that all year. Just a tremendous combination of J.R. throwing the football and Justin getting open and catching the ball. Justin does a tremendous job with his body. He's 6'3". He's not the biggest kid, but he positions his body real well where he's going to be the only one that can get to the football. And he's just been making big plays for us all year, and then he did it again on Friday night. It's just a tremendous effort by him and J.R. getting him the football.
Did having a lead against the Tigers going into halftime give your team more momentum?
I think so. Whenever you have a lead, you got to make sure that you preserve it. And we kind of let it get away from us in the third quarter. Thibodaux went up on us by 5, but we ended up coming back and then winning the football game. But being ahead is obviously a big momentum factor for us. And to be down there at Thibodaux, they had a great crowd. They put all their eggs in this basket to try to win a district championship, and we knew that, and we knew they were going to get their best. And they came out in the second half and did some things and hurt us, and they took the lead, and we were just very fortunate to come back and get it taken care of late in the fourth quarter.
Let's take a look at the second half highlights.
It's Christian there. That's a tough run. You see, we're committed to running the football, and Christian with a good run. We just happen to have a block in the back. Get a little bit of a blown coverage right here, and we get Mike Young on a deep pass route, go up 28-14. C.B. Anderson with a nice catch, junior receiver. Mike Young with a good catch. There's 3 special players. Well, actually more than that. Number 8 for Thibodaux is real special, and he did some things that hurt us, and ended up getting it done later on. But he was a phenomenal player. Cohen with a nice throw right here to Justin. Good play by Duhorn and Rob Hall right here. And there goes Christian. He just needs a little bit of a seam when he can take it the distance. Big Karan Webb in the middle does a tremendous job along with Jay Stroud. Needed defense right here. It's a 1-point game. This John Emery runs so hard as a sophomore running back. Does a tremendous job for us. Another great run by Christian. He's had over 260 yards. He's had over 500 yards in the last 2 games. And John just comes in with a great run by him as a sophomore. Puts us up by 8. Big play here by Jonathan Duhorn. Late in the game, we're up by 8. He makes the big pick to win the game. It's a big part of the game, winning the football game. Trying to get Billy on defense. And Christian finishes out right here for us to go up by 2 touchdowns.
What is your opinion on the touchdown between J.R. Blood and Mike Young in less than a minute starting the second half?
Well, that was big for us. They returned the kick. We're up by 7. We kick off to them, and they're a great player, fumbles the football, and we get it back and then get the big touchdown. To go up by 2 touchdowns, that was big because they came storming back and took the lead 33-28. So for us to make that big play right there was big for us, and then we kind of had to hang on in the middle of the third quarter. But toward the end, we kind of, like I said before, kind of got things done and ended up winning the football game.
Christian Mosley rushed a total of 270 yards. How do you think he progressed throughout the season?
He's been phenomenal. Last year we said he was he was a track guy playing football. Now I really think he's a football player. He's gotten better and better every week. He's so fast and just runs the ball extremely hard, like you saw in the highlights. Just a tremendous attitude, tremendous kid, and I tell you, the sky's the limit for him because he has such great speed.
Destrehan was trailing at the end of the third quarter by 5 points. What is your main concern in order to take the win?
Well, we felt like, it was a game where they're kind of coming back on us, and the thing that we had to do is just kind of stay calm and just pretty much we thought that we had the advantage going into the fourth quarter, conditioning-wise. Couple of their guys were going both ways, so we kind of thought that we could continue to move the ball and really take advantage of that. So once they got up 33-28, we scored the rest of the points. We scored 20 points and held them to 0. So we thought that was big. We thought that the games that we were in this situation, we were able to win them fourth quarter, and that's a testament to our conditioning and doing the things in the off season to get us ready to play the game. And I thought that was big for us Friday night.
Thanks, Coach. Coming up, we'll get Coach to look ahead to the playoffs. And we're here from the Destrehan volleyball team as they wrap up their season. We'll be right back. Welcome back to On the Prowl. I'm your host, Taylor Russo. The Destrehan Lady Cats volleyball team had their second matchup with the Thibodaux Tigers last week. Here's a look back.
Destrehan and Hahnville volleyball teams met on the court for the second time this year, and even though Destrehan lost the game, they all felt good about the way they played.
Good, because it's a really big part of the game. That's something you can control, and that's a big asset of mine, is to get the serve over and in, so that way we have a chance to play defense and get the ball back. And I feel like overall, yes, everyone has their mistakes, but if you're able to pick up your team and pick up yourself, then you can't lose at the end of the day.
Right, so tonight really wasn't a lose for me because we've been having this problem where we can't keep up with the game, but we kept up. It was like a mental block that we got over with. And we're a really young team, so but that's no excuse for us. We want to put it out there, we want to try our best.
Destrehan won the first set 25-22, but were unable to take hold of the last 3 sets.
It feels really good because we did it the last time, but then whenever they took the second set, it changes the momentum. But we're not upset at how we played. We took it the first set, came in and said that they weren't just going to sweep us from the beginning, and I feel that we played to the best of our ability against the number 6 team in the state, so I couldn't be any more proud.
We were working really hard on it. We know Hahnville's a smart team, but we want to be smarter. Obviously, we came out there as hard as we could. We practiced a lot more on things that we had to work on, and I think that it showed off. Even if we didn't win, it paid off in what we did.
The Lady Cats are hoping to succeed in their last game against Denham Springs in order to increase their chances in clinching a playoff berth.
Yeah, we did. It was point after point, and one team would get up 4 and the other one would come back and get up 4 again. So I feel like the crowd had a good game to watch, and that's the best. That's volleyball. That's the games you want to see over and over again. So we definitely put on a show tonight.
Well, it's not only me as well, it's a team thing. I think that communication was key, and I like to communicate well with my teammates, and we all did a really good job of that, working together.
Reporting for On the Prowl, I'm Nyla Moore.
What preparation do you feel is needed to get your team ready for playoffs?
Well, if you look at our bulletin board right now, I got a big sign that just says us. We want to work on us and get us better. It's a great week for us to kind of start working back on fundamentals. You get caught up in working schemes and working on other teams and what they try to do to you. Where this week we can use to kind of work on the fundamentals that make you better. And our practice schedule. We took yesterday off, and we're gonna go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I take Friday off. But those 3 days are basically going back to fundamentals, going back to tackling, blocking, going back, taking on blocks, and doing things that we can do as a football team that you don't get to work on as much as when you're working on opponents. So we're excited about this week. It's going to give us an opportunity for our kids to go out and just get better, and hopefully we can do so.
If the playoffs were to happen today, where do you think your team would stand?
Looking at it right now, I think we're gonna have the number 1 seed. I think we're gonna play the number 32 team that seed, and there's so many that things that got to happen for that down there at the bottom. But right now, we think we're going to be the number 1 seed and be home in the first round of the playoffs.
Always a pleasure talking to you, Coach.
Thanks, Taylor. Appreciate it.
And that will do it for this edition of On the Prowl. For updates on Press Play Productions, make sure to check out our website at presstoplay.tv. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Press to Play for behind-the-scenes pictures of the Press Play team. I'm your host, Taylor Russo. Thanks for watching.